Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm doing some open cup pours, but I'm not using a cup, I'm using cookie cutters. So I haven't decided whether to use the round one or the star one. But the idea is to layer some paint on the canvas and then place some paint by pouring paint into the cookie cutter or the cup or whatever you're going to use. And as the paint fills up, the pressure releases underneath and the paint disperses underneath the paint you've already layered on the canvas and creates some really interesting patterns and designs. I'm really excited for this. I've not done one of these for a while, so I'm a bit nervous to see whether it's going to work out, but you know what, if it doesn't, we can always tweak it, can't we? Let's see what we can create. So what I've done is I've already put some black and some white paint on the surface area of the canvas. I've decided to use the star cookie cutter, and now I'm going to take some of the colours and place the colours within the star. And when the star is filled with the paint, I can move it across the paint that's already on the canvas, lifting it up slightly and allowing the paint to disperse underneath. So I slowly lift the star up from the surface of the canvas and drag it across the black and white paint I've already layered. I just want to see how that paint reacts, and I also need to add a little bit more paint to add to the volume of the overall paint on the canvas. So I'm just layering the star again, one colour at a time, to allow me to drag the paint across that surface area. You'll notice that the colours are infusing, and I definitely need some more volume of paint. So I'm going to just add a little bit more around the sides, and then what I'll do is I'll start tilting this design out. But before I do that, I am going to layer some more paint within the star and just drag the paint across that surface area again. I've got to be honest, I'm not sure I'm really feeling this vibe. I do really like the colour palette, but I'm not sure if this technique is working for me at the moment. But you know what? I'm not going to give up. I'm going to pick up my canvas and I'm tilting the canvas from side to side and spreading in the paint across the surface area of the canvas just to see what patterns and designs we can create. I'd encourage you to always never rush your process and not be so hung up on the end result. Instead, just be in the moment, be in the here and now in that present moment, and enjoy the process from start to finish rather than certain stages of that process like the end result. So I'm tilting the canvas from side to side, dispersing that paint across the full surface area of the canvas, opening up some of those colours And I really do like those colours, but again, I'm not sure that I'm really feeling that vibe, but let's see how this works out. So, I'm going to change this up a little bit. The creation isn't going as I expected or envisioned, but sometimes these things happen and that's totally okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some more paint on top. I'm almost going to do like a target board. I'm going to place some paint in the middle of the canvas. I'm going to use all the colours that I've already got on the canvas. I'm not going to scrape it because those colours are going to really help with the overall piece. So I'm going to puddle some paints in the middle of the canvas and then go round in rings until I get to the outer edge. And then I'm going to take my blow dryer and blow from the middle to the outer edge and see how all those paints infuse. So let's see if it works. So when you paint, and if things don't go as envisioned, don't worry about that. We can always tweak a painting or add to a painting. I'm not going to scrape off the paint that I've already got because what I plan to do is already use those colours and those tones that we've already got, but add to them by adding some more volume of paint to the canvas to allow me to do a completely different technique. So that way we don't have to waste the paint that we've already used. So I'm going to take one colour at a time and I'm literally adding circles of colour starting from the middle and working to the outer edge. My blow dryer is on a cool speed, the lowest blow setting, and already I feel like I've definitely made the right decision to completely change the technique and use up the paints that I really wanted to use as part of the colour palette. And all I'm doing is I'm starting from the centre and blowing the paint from the centre to the outer edge. And you can see how this paint really infuses with all the different colours and tones that are already on the canvas and how this piece really transforms and comes into its own. I'm so excited to show you the final version of this. And remember, if you're enjoying my videos, thank you so much. And if you give them a thumbs up or drop me a comment in the box below, I'll always appreciate that and I'll always reply. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it out, let me know what you think, and I'd love to know if you try this too. I really love how those blue tones are popping through. And although there's a lot of gold in the centre, it's almost like a burst of colour that allows that brightness of that gold to pop through all those other colours too. I'll show you what I mean in a close-up shortly. I'll take you in just so you can see a wet version, and then I'll let this dry and take you in to see a dry version. But I'm really pleased that I decided to change the technique, and I love the effect that it has by blowing the gold over some of those other colours that we've already layered. I'm just going over a couple of the areas again because I really notice that there's large puddles of paint in certain areas, and I want to blow that off the canvas and down the sides because I still want a good consistent layer of paint on the canvas, so when it dries it will dry evenly and that will minimise any cracking. I'm just finishing off this piece with my blowtorch. When I mix my paints up, there are air bubbles within the paints, and you can't always get rid of those until you use heat or a torch like this one to pop those air bubbles before the piece is complete. I'm going to take you in now so you can see a wet version of this piece and see how all those colours have worked well together, some of those details, some of those cells and some of that lacing that shine through too. And I'll show you the dried version, so stick around to see the final piece. And here we go, it's fully dry. I really love those tones of all those colours within this colour palette. That copper just peeking through just there. But how all those colours, those blues, have really worked together to create different tones of that same colour. I'm so happy that I changed the direction of this piece. And remember, if you're in that position, step back, have a think about what you can do to change it. And this is never a failure if you change whatever you want to do. You're just working well with the medium that you've got, the colours that you've got to hand, and you're just exploring your own creativity, and hopefully you're having fun along the way and learning lots too. I know I have over the last 5 years, and I'm still enjoying that kind of moment. So yeah, I just encourage you to explore, allow yourself to be a bit open in terms of what might happen in that creation process. But I'm so pleased that you could join me today. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I hope I get to see you again in the next video. Take care everyone, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.